everyone, welcome to EasyGanit. My name is Samir Sardana, and in this video I'm going to give you a complete concept of input-output. This is a 1-hour video covering all possible concepts of input-output questions based on moving elements. Now, this is a very helpful video. There's a completely new approach of solving the questions of input-output with 1-minute approach. It's known as a ranking method. How do you do the ranking of the elements in input-output questions? All types where the elements are moving. Now keep this in mind. This covers all possible concepts of input-output questions where elements are moving, right? Elements can be moved on the left-hand side. One element can be moved on the right-hand side. Also, those types where elements are moving left as well as right, all possible types where the movement of elements is happening will be covered in this one single video. Mathematical operation based input output are different, that we will cover in some other video, but here in this particular video you'll find all input output types where elements are moving, and input output is a very important topic for exams like NMAT, SNAP, IIFT, ZAT and CMAT. Also, students preparing for government job exams like IBPS PO, RBI can also watch this video because input output also comes in these exams. Now, let me give you a complete idea. I have covered 4 sets in this complete video. Set number 1 is where the elements are moving only on one side, either on left or right. And in this set, you will learn the basic concept of ranking. Set number 2 are those, is that set where elements are moving on both sides. One is moving on the left-hand side, one is moving on the right-hand side. How to do the filling of that set? This is called as filling from inside. Right? You will get to know what is the meaning of filling from inside when you will watch the explanation of the set number 2. There's a set number 3 where elements are moving both sides, but this time filling is happening from outside. Again, a ranking method to approach these questions, right? What is filling from outside? You will get in the explanation of set number 3. Set number 4 is where the two elements are moving together but on one side. Not on left or right, but both of the elements are moving on the left-hand side, and there is also some change happening in the elements which you are moving in one particular step. So these are the 4 types that I have covered. Watching this complete video will give you the complete idea and you feel very comfortable in input-output questions. Students preparing for NMAT, SNAP, IIFT must watch this video. NMAT will definitely ask you a question of input-output. Mathematical operation-based input-output questions will be covered in some other video. Thank you so much. Students appearing for all MBA entrance exams and government jobs exams can subscribe to the channel. You will get the complete syllabus content on this channel, EasyGanit. Thank you so much for watching the video. See you in the next one. Input-output questions are the type of questions where this standard information will always be given, and so main information that helps you in understanding what actually input-output questions are. These are the 4 lines that you will find in every input-output set. What are these lines? That a word arrangement machine, when given an input of words, rearranges them following a particular rule in each step. Rearranges them following a particular rule in each step. That means there is a machine which rearranges the words and number which you enter as an input. Now, arrangement of the data and the words depends on some particular rules. Now the rules are not mentioned. You have to observe the step-by-step output of the machine and find out the rules based on which the machine is arranging the complete data. So these are the standard, these 4 lines is a standard information that you will find in every set. Directions, for example, let me give you a standard set to help you in understanding the complete structure of input-output question, and we will be first solving this particular question, this particular set with the conceptual approach, with the normal method, and then after learning that I will be discussing the shortcut approach with you of solving this set. This is just to make you understand what input-output questions are basically look like. You see that? The instructions are same. When a word and number arrangement machine is given an input line of words and numbers, it rearranges them following a particular rule. What rule? That is not mentioned here. Rules are what you see, you're supposed to observe looking at the step-by-step output of the machine. Now, The different steps that you need to follow to understand the input output question is that first have a look at the input. Just find out what your input is made of. Looking at this, you see that your input is a sentence which is a combination of words and numbers. All right. And finally, step 7 is called to be as a last step. So this has to be the first step of yours for finding the solution of these type of set, that you directly look at the last step to get to know what actually is the final input that you are looking for. What exactly is the final arrangement that you are looking for, that machine is giving you as a final output. So what machine is doing, this is the input and this is my output. So what is machine doing? You see that the difference between this input and the final output is that in this particular case, all the numbers, you see that all the numbers are in increasing order, and you look carefully, the first letter of these words are in decreasing order. S, P, then O, and then G. That means the ultimate final output of a particular input is when the words are arranged in the increasing order and the alphabets are arranged in the decreasing order. What alphabet? A first letter of the word you have to will be taken as an alphabet which you are supposed to see. Okay. Now step 7 will straight away tell me that what final is my output, what is my destination, right? What is the final result that I'm looking for. The next step that you have to see in the next part of this, what you need to see is observe the step-by-step process and find out the rules which machine is using to rearrange the data to reach to this output. What are the steps that machine is using? You see that if you compare input with step 1, you will see that the smallest word, the smallest number has been placed on the left position. And in step 2, the largest alphabet has been taken on the second left position. And then in the step 3, the second largest number is taken on the left. And in the step 4, the second largest word, that means alphabet, has been taken on the left. So what does it tell you? The observation of the step-by-step process of this input by this machine is that in every step you're supposed to move one element. This is rule number 1 of this machine. The second rule is that in the first step, a number, smallest number will be moved on the left, and then the largest alphabet will be moved on the second left position, and then again the second largest number will be positioned at the third left position. So word, number, word are supposed to be arranged, and they are supposed to be arranged on the left hand side, and they are supposed to be taken on the left hand side position by one. That means in one step only one element will be moving. Okay, so you see that looking at the step-by-step process tell you the rule. Now you need to note down these rules in your notebook, or you just keep it in your mind, so that when you come across the question you can apply the same set of rules to get your final answer. Now what are the type of question that examiner will be asking you? Examiner will tell you that using the same set of rules that you have observed in the previous input and output result, tell me what will be the number of steps that will be required to complete the arrangement of the given input. What was the complete arrangement? Final arrangement has to be arranging the numbers in the increasing order and arranging the alphabets in the decreasing order. So how many steps are required to do this input? Now the problem here is that input output questions generally come with a 5 set of questions, and in every set of question examiner change the input. Now if the examiner change the input, that means to answer the question I need to write down every step. Now if I keep on doing this for every question, you end up wasting around 10 minutes for the 5 questions. Now that is not a solution here, right? You cannot afford 5 questions in 10 minutes in the exam. The exams like SNAP, NMAT, MAH-CET, they are a speed based exam. You need a question in less than a minute. So what is the alternative of it? First, I will be telling you the conventional approach of solving this question, and then I'll tell you the trick of solving the question. How can you solve the question in less than a minute using a trick without writing every step? But it's very important that you first learn the basic concept to answer the question. Now, what is my input here? My input here is 85, right? I will write down O of 1, S,
E, and then I have 36, and then I have 53, and then I have A, and then I have 48. So what will happen in step 1? In step 1, the smallest number will be taken on the left hand side. Which one is the smallest number? That is 36. So you will take 36 on the left hand side. This will happen in step 1. You see that? And now you see, to answer the question, I have to write down every step. What will happen in step 2? In step 2, you will be taking the largest alphabet. Which alphabet is largest? S is the largest among all the numbers which are present, among all the words that is present. So you will be taking S here, then 85, O, E, 53, A, and 48. What will happen in step 3? What will happen in step 3? Step 3 is 36, S. The second alphabet is 48. And then you just write down the remaining numbers as it is. What will happen in step 4? Once our number has been arranged, in the next step, you need to move the word. So the next word that you need to move is O, that is 85, E, 53, and A. Okay, these are the step 4. What will be step 5? In step 5, you will be taking the third largest number, which is 53. So let's bring 53. So first you have 36, S, 48, O, and then 53. And then they have 85, E, and O. What will happen in step 6? In step 6, you need to bring the smallest alphabet, which is among all this is A, right? Which is the second smallest alphabet, which is E. So after 53, you will bring E, and then 85, and then A. Now you see that once you write down all the 6 steps, I don't need to bring 85 at its own position. After step 6, 85 and the next alphabet A are automatically coming at its own position. So therefore I don't need to move it. They're automatically getting position at their own place. This is called as autofilling. Now you see that this was my desired output, and this I got in step 6. So answer to the question is that 6 steps will be required to complete the arrangement. Now you see that if I start doing the question like this, I need to note down every step for every question. An examiner will change input in every question. So is it possible to solve the set in 2 or 3 minutes, or even in 4 minutes? I guess it will take more than 10 minutes if you go with this method. Now, what is the trick that I'm talking about? How can you solve the question without writing down all the steps? That's the question. Now, let me tell you that trick here. To use the trick, you need to have the basic methodology same as the one that we used here. That you first need to observe the rules. Now, the rule of this machine says, the arrangement of this machine says that this machine is following the rules of taking the element on the left hand side. And this machine is taking one word at a time on the left hand side. In the first step, a number is taken. In the second step, a word is taken, right? Now, question number 1, how to solve it without writing down all the steps. So what will I do? I know that in the step 1, number will be moved. Now this method is called as a ranking method, where I will rank every element, and the rank of an element will depend that particular element is moving in which step. Now tell me in the first step, which element will be moving? 36. So I'll give it a rank 1. In step 2, which element will be moving? The largest alphabet. So I'll give you rank 2. Third, 48 will be moving. So I'll give you 38 rank. Fourth, the alphabet O will be moving. So I'll give it rank 4. In the fifth, 53 will be moving. So I'll give it rank 5. In the sixth, the word E will be moving. So I'll give it rank 6. Now, do I need to give rank 7 to 85? No. Why not? Why are you giving rank to all this? Why not give a new rank to 85? The reason is all the elements are moving on the left hand side. Now, do you see any element which is present on the left hand side of 85? No, no element is present on the left hand side of 85. So the standard rule of using this ranking method is that if the elements are moved on the left hand side, if elements are supposed to be moved on the left hand side, and the element which you're trying to move has no element on its left, or all the elements which are on the left hand side of that element are already ranked, then new rank will not be given. Instead, the previous rank will be given to this element, because 85 is a number which does not have any element present on the left hand side. So I'll not give a new rank to 85. In fact, I will give a rank of 6A, which is called as automatic filling after the 6th rank. Similarly, you see that the word about have all its element on the left hand side already ranked. No element on the left hand side of about is pending for ranking. So therefore, no new rank will be given to about also. This will also be given a rank 6A, that is called as a after the 6th rank automatic filling will be happening for the word about. That means this tell you now the total number of steps required are 6, and that is my answer. And you see that I did not have to write all the steps that are required, right? I can straight away answer the question without writing down the steps. This is the method that I was talking about, and this helps you in saving the time. If you just practice this type of questions a lot, I guess you can use this type of tricks in every question of input or output. There are number of different cases that can be made in input or output. This was the simplest one, where one at a time only one element was moving. Now before we move to the question number 2, just observe, this is a machine, right, which is arranging the data, and the rules that machine is using to arrange the data is to arranging the numbers in the increasing order. You see that the last step will tell me how the numbers are supposed to be arranged. Every number is in increasing order and the letters are in decreasing order. Okay, and what are the rules? In one step only one element will move. Where will that element move? On the left hand side. All the elements are supposed to be moved on the left hand side. In the step 1, the smallest number will be moved. In the step 2, largest alphabet will be moved. So this will continue. Now let's use the rule to answer the question number 2, 3 and 4 with ranking method. We'll not do the question with the step-by-step method. Now for example, here in this question, you have this input and the examiner is asking you what will be the 4th step of the given input. Now if I have to use the conventional method, I will be writing down to reach to the 4th step arrangement. I'll first be writing down step 1, then I will write down step 2, then I will write down step 3, and then I'll write down the step 4. I have kept the input same as the previous one, but in the final paper, in the exams like NMAT, MAH-CET and other, you definitely have a different output with the different questions. We are just understanding the concept here, so therefore I have kept the input the same as of the first question number 1. So if I'm supposed to find out the 4th step of the arrangement, what I'm supposed to do is just arrange 4 elements, because the rule of the machine says that in one step only one element will be moving. So tell me, in 4 steps how many elements will arrange? Only 4 elements. So to answer this question, I just need to rank only the first 4 elements which are supposed to be moved in the first 4 steps. And I know that in the step 1, the smallest number, that is 36, will be moving. In step 2, the largest alphabet, that is S, will be moving. In step 3, the second largest number, that is 48, will be moving. And in the step 4, the second largest alphabet, that is 1, will be moving. That's it. The 4 steps are done. These are the only 4 elements that will get themselves arranged. So if I have to write down the arrangement of the 4th step, I'll straight away write down rank 1 element, then rank 2 element, then rank 3 element, and the rank 4 element. That's it. Remaining elements will not get themselves arranged till the step 4. So the remaining elements will be written as it is. So therefore you will write down 85 here, E here, 53 here, right? You will not touch the remaining elements, because in step 4 only first 4 elements will be arranged. So what is the arrangement of the 4th step of the given input? This is the arrangement of the 4th step of the given input, and this is the answer of the question. Now I did not write down the option because the availability of the space become less. Just to explain the concept, I'm straight away telling you how to write down the step number 4. Okay, let's move to the question number 3. Question number 3 of the set says, how many elements will be there between 1 and 36 in the 4th step? All you have to do is either you write down the step 4 by ranking method, or you see what is the rank of 1 and what is the rank of 36. I know that 36 is having a rank of 1, and S is having a rank of 2, 48 is having a rank of 3, and the fourth is given to the rank 1. Now, what I'm supposed to tell? How many elements will be there between 1 and 36? All you have to do is just find out what is the rank of 1 and what is the rank of 36. Now see that 36 is ranked 1 and 1 is ranked 4th. Now tell me how many elements will come between 1 and 4? Only 2, right? So the answer to the question is 2. You don't have to write down the step, right? Or you could have given the answer from the previous question also. Between 1 and 36, these are the 2 elements, right? So question number 3 is also done. You see that I did not have to write down all the 4 steps to answer the question. Now, some of you might be thinking that once we have written down the all steps of the input, why do we need to do it, do the ranking in every question? Or we can, once all the steps are written, you can answer all the 4 questions. No, the general trend of the input output question is that examiner will change the input in every question. That means to answer every question, you need to write down all the steps. This is just to explain the concept and to make you understand the basic structure, the basic ranking, how to do the ranking in input output question. When I'll be doing the remaining questions, right, for your practice, you see that input will be getting changed in every question, right? So this is only for our learning part, okay? Which element will be 4th from the left hand in the 4th step? Now, from the left element, or from the left hand, you see that if I start counting from the left element, the element which will be 4th from the left has to be that element which is ranked as 4th, right? Because if I'm counting the numbers from the left hand, the 4th element from the left hand will be having a rank of 4. Now tell me, which rank is 4th? We already have counted for this input, but again, if the input is changed, you can easily do it. This is rank 1, this is rank 2, this is rank 3, and the rank 4 is 1. So the 4th rank element is my answer. So the answer to the question is 1. This is the answer to the question. You see that? Ranking will help you a lot in reducing the time of solution of the question if the input is getting changed in every question, right? So I hope you get the basic idea how to use the ranking method to solve the questions of input output. And in the upcoming videos, I'll be discussing the remaining types. This one was a type where elements were moving on the left hand side, and at a time only one element was moving. There are some type of input output set where 2 elements are moving in different direction. One is on left, one is on right. There can be a case where 2 elements are moving either on left or on right. So all those different cases will be discussed in the upcoming videos. So be in touch, right? Keep watching all these videos. Now this is a set that I was talking about. Now look at it, observe how the elements are moving. When a word and a number arrangement machine is given an input line of words and the numbers, it arranges them following a particular rule. Again, the rule will never be mentioned. You have to observe the step-by-step output of the machine and you have to define the rule, right, looking at these steps. Following is an illustration of the input and the arrangement. You see that this is my input. These are the numbers and the words that you are putting as an input in one particular order. And what the machine is doing in the step 1, you see that what is the difference between this input and the step 1 output? You see that the smallest number 8 is moved towards the left hand side, and the largest alphabet, which is starting from P, has been moved to the rightmost position. So in one step, you get to know the rule is in one particular step, 2 elements are supposed to be moved, one on left and one on right. All right. And again, you can also see the numbers are moving on the left and words are moving on the right. Now, some of you might be thinking that there are 2 letters, there are 2 words which are starting with the letter P. You see that protective and person. So why protective has been taken on the right hand side? Because if the first letter is same, if 2 words have the same first letter, then you have to do the comparison by looking at the second letter. Now between E and R, the largest alphabet is R. So therefore, firstly, the largest alphabet P and R has been taken on the right hand side. Okay. So this was my step 1. What happened in step 2? What happened in step 2? You see that in step 2,
The second largest number is 20, or you can say the second smallest number is 20, right? That has been taken on the left hand side, but 20 was already at its on position. So you did not have to move 20 to its position. After 8, the second number has to be 20, which is already placed at its on position. So I did not have to move that element. Instead of 20, the next largest element, that is 40, has been taken on the left hand side, and the word person has been taken on the right hand side. So again, in step 2, only 2 elements are moving, right? The element which is automatically filling itself, it's its on position. We are not moving that element, that will be placed at its on position. But the next largest element is 40. So therefore you are taking the 40 on the left hand side in the second step. And finally in the step 3, the largest number 90 has been taken to the left position, and the alphabet over, right, has been taken on the right hand side. And finally the word love came at its on position. So what is the final arrangement? The final arrangement is that numbers are supposed to be increasing order first, and alphabets are supposed to be in the decreasing order starting from the last. That means when you are moving from left to right, numbers should be in increasing order. When you're moving from the right to left, words should be in decreasing order. So you have to make a structure of it, what the machine is doing, what are the rules that machine is following. So what are the rules that machine is following? Arranging the number in the increasing order and from left to right, and arranging the words in the decreasing order from right to left. This is the final destination of the machine's input, right? So final result of the machine input. This is where the machine stops working, and that's the last step of the input. So that means finally all the words and number are arranged as per the desire of the machine. Okay, as per the desired result of the machine. Okay. Now, how do we approach these type of questions when it comes to the ranking method? Again, I will not discuss the conventional method because that will take a lot of time. I'll straight away tell you how to do the ranking. One more thing that you need to observe, that once an element move on the left hand side, the second element that you are taking on the left hand side has been placed on the right hand side of the previous moved letter or previous moved element. That is called as a filling from the inside. What does a filling from the inside mean? Let me just explain you again. You see that when you move the word 8 here, right, and in the second step you are taking 40 inside the 8, right? You are not taking 40 on the outside part of the line. In fact, you are taking it on the inside. So that is called as filling from the inside. When the element is moved inside the number, inside the complete sentence. Or you can also say that when you are trying to move the element and you are placing it on the right hand side of the previous moved element, that is called as filling from the inside. If 40 would have been placed on the left hand side of it, that would have been called filling from the outside. This will be called as filling from the inside because elements are placed on the right hand side of, that means on the inside, right? So you see that this is the inside part of the sentence, so it is placed on the inside part, so that's called as a inside filling. Okay, now how do we go with the ranking in this method, right? So the method of ranking, for example, here in this case, what I'm supposed to tell is how many steps will be required to complete the arrangement of the given input. So what will I do? Again, how will I approach the ranking method? See, in this type of question, you have to give a same rank to two words. Why a same rank to two words, two elements? Because two elements are moving in the one step. Therefore, you have to give a same rank to two elements. And the element which will be moving on the left hand side, that element will be ranked as 1L, that means moving on the left, and the elements which are moving on the right hand side will be ranked as 1R, that means moving on the right hand side. For example, here the smallest number will be moved on the left hand side. Which one is the smallest number? 26. So what rank will I give to 26? I will give it as 1L. 1L means this element in the first step will move on the left hand side. Okay, which is the second largest element? That element is 30. No, not now in the first step, the largest alphabet will be moving on the right hand side. Which element, which alphabet is the largest? You see that S is the largest alphabet, right? G, O, S, P. You can also write it down, first it will be G, and then it will be O, and then it will be P, and then it will be S. So S is the largest alphabet. So this element will be moving on the right hand side in the first step. So I will write it down as 1R because it is moving on the right hand side. Now in the second step, the second largest number is 36, which is 2L, right? So because this is moving on the left hand side, right? So this will be called as 2L. Okay. And which word, which number, which word will be moving? After that, O will be moving. So you will call it as a 2R. That means in two steps, these elements will be moved. Now, what will happen to the next element? You see that 3L, which 3L will be given to which number? It will be 60, right? So this will be given as 3L. And which number, which word will be moving? It will be P. Right? S has been moved. Sorry, I have given this rank as wrong. Right? The second largest alphabet is P. So this will be given as 2R. Over will be given as 3R. Right? First we are moving S, then we are moving P, and then O will be moving. Right? So in third step, O, this will be moving. Right? So this will be ranked as 3R. Okay. What will happen in the fourth step now? You see that in the fourth step, 78 will be moving, right? So this will be given as a rank of 4L, right? And finally, you see that which number will be moving? G is the last number that will moving. So this will be given as 4R. So therefore, you see that in total 4 steps, the arrangement will be completed. So answer to the question is how many steps will be required to do complete the arrangement of the given input? The answer will be fourth option. This is the answer of the question. That's it. So when the elements are moving on the left hand side, give them a 1L, 2L, 3L, and 4L ranking, and the elements which are moving on the right hand side, give them a rank of 1R, 2R, 3R, and 4R, right? So this is the approach of solving these type of question. I'll be discussing the set number second. Here in this, you can see that again the standard instruction and word and number arrangement machine is given an input line of words and numbers. It arranges them following a particular route, and the following is an illustration of input and the arrangement. What is the input? Input is this. Now you observe it. First of all, you look at the last step to get to know what is the desired result, what actually is machine, what actually the machine is trying to do. You see that the last step will tell us what is the final result towards which the machine is moving. The final result is to increase the numbers. The final result is to increase the number, you can see in the increasing order. You see that these are arranged in the increasing order, and alphabets are supposed to be moved in the decreasing order, are supposed to be arranged in the decreasing order from right to left. That means when you move from left to right, numbers are in increasing order, and when you move from right to left, the words are in decreasing order, right? Or you can say numbers are in increasing order from left to right, and the words are also in the increasing order from left to right. Okay, how the movement is happening now? Observe the step number 1. Step number 1, you see that if you compare input with the step number 1, you will see that 2 elements are moving in. How? You see that the word 8 was positioned here, but in the step 1, 8 is positioned here. And the word protective, which are positioned at this point, is placed now, has been changed to this place, right? So protective has been taken to the rightmost position, and the smallest number 8 has been taken to the leftmost position. Now, some of you might be getting confused that protective and person both are starting from the same alphabet, that is P. Then why in one step, why in the first step protective has been taken on the right hand side, why not person? See, if the first alphabet is same, in that case, you're supposed to compare the second letter, which is R here and which is E here. So between R and E, R is the largest alphabet, so therefore protective has been taken on the right hand side. Now what is happening in step 2? You see that The second largest number after 8, the second smallest number after 8 is 20. Now 20 has been already placed at its own position, so you are not moving 20. Instead of 20, the next largest element is 40, which has been taken over here, right? So therefore, if there is a number or element which is already placed at its own position, right, you don't have to move that, you have to move the next element, right? You don't have to move the same element, right? You will have to move the next element. Okay. So what is the rule here? That if an element is already positioning itself at its own position, then the rank would be given to the next element which is supposed to be moved. For example, here in this case, 20 was filling itself at its own position. So the rank number 2, that means in step 2, the element 40 has been moved. Now after the 40, the number 40 has been moved, in the step 3, you see that 90 has been taken to its own position, and the smallest alphabet, which is starting from L, has been taken to its position on the right hand side, right? So this is how the arrangement is happening. So the rules are, numbers are supposed to be on the left hand side, words are supposed to be moved on the right hand side, numbers are supposed to be in the increasing order, words from right to left are supposed to be in the decreasing order. Now, and finally, once you get this arrangement, the machine stops working. This is your last step of the above input. Now let's learn how to do the ranking in these type of sets where two elements are moving at the same time. Okay. Here is the input. Here is the input, right? Gone over 36, 60 set, 78 people, 26. And we are supposed to do the ranking and answer the question. Again, if I start writing all the steps, it might take a lot of time. But with the ranking method, you'll get your answer very quickly, right? So the approach of doing the ranking when two elements are moving at the same time is, with the element which is moving on the left hand side should be given a rank of 1L, right? Let's say if an element is moving in the first step on the left hand side, that element will be given a rank of 1L, and the elements which will be moving on the right hand side will be given the rank of 1R. So therefore a one particular rank will be given to two elements, because in step 1, in one step, two elements are moving. So tell me, which element will be taken on the left hand side in the first step? You see, 26 will be taken on the left hand side, so I'll give 1L to 26. And which word will be moving on the right hand side? The largest alphabet is set. You see that S, so therefore 1R will be given. Second largest element is 36, so therefore this 2L rank will be given to 36. And second largest alphabet is, you see, is O, right? Or M, G, right? It is P, right? It's not O, it's P. But you see that here in the second element, the second 2R rank should be given to P, the word people, right? The word which is starting with P. But you see that all the elements, now the word people has to be moved on the right hand side of the position, right? On the right hand side of the arrangement. But you see this element, which is supposed to be moved on the right hand side, all the element on the right hand side of this element are already ranked, right? So this word will automatically fill itself at its own position. So will I give the rank 2R to people? No, there will be an automatic filling of people, so therefore you will give it as 1RA. That is, after the 1R, it is getting automatically filled. So where the rank 2R will go? So 2R will be given to the next word of people, right? So after people, the third largest element is over. So therefore 2R rank will be given to this element. Okay. And then you see the next largest number is 60. So 3L will be given to 60, right? 3L will be given to 60, and 3R. Now 3R will be given to the word gone, right? So this will be given to the word, 3R will be given to gone, right? Now, will I give 78 a new rank? The 78 is supposed to move on the left hand side. All the element on the left of 78 are already ranked. That means they are already at its own position. That means 78 will be a part of autofilling. That means you don't have to move 78 after the third step. 78 automatically will be filled at its own position. Why? Because 78 was supposed to be moved on the left hand side and all the elements on the left hand side are already ranked. So no new rank will be given to it. In fact, it will be automatically filled at 3RA. That's it. So the answer to the question is, how many steps will be required to complete the arrangement of the given input? The answer to the question is 3. This is the correct answer of the question. You don't have to write down every step of this, right? You can straight away solve the question very quickly using the ranking method. Okay. Let me give you the answer to the next question. What will be the second step of the given input? Now, we have already done the ranking, right? If I have to write down the second step, now in two step, I know that if I have to write down the second step, let's go to this. Now tell me guys, in two steps, which element will be ranked? You see that 1L will be coming on the left hand side position. Then you will have, do we have 1L automatic? No. Then you have 2L here. And in the second step, 1R will be here. 1R automatic filling will be here. And 2R will be here. So if I want to write down that second step of the arrangement, all you have to do is just fill the elements of these rank and you will get your arrangement. Because in the second step, 1L and 2L, two elements will be moved on the left hand side and two element or any automatic filled rank will be moved on the right hand side. So just tell me, 1L is 26, 2L is 36, that's it. 1R is set, right? So S will be here, 1R automatic filling is P, and then you have 2R which is O. And remaining elements are not supposed to be moved, so write them as it is, right? After writing down 26, 36, and then you see the remaining elements are not supposed to be arranged, so write down G, right? And 36 has already moved, 60, right? And 78, that's it. Sorry, I'm supposed to write down here. So that's it. This will be the second step of the arrangement, right? So just ranking the elements will straight away give you the step also. Let me show you one more question on this. Question number 3 of the set. How many elements will exist between over and 36 in third step? Now, once you do the ranking, right? How many elements will exist between over and 36 in the third step? Over and 36. All you have to do is just find out the rank of over. Over is at 2R and 36 is at 2L. Now, you tell me guys, in the third step, you have 1L here, right? In the third step, you have 1L here, 2L here, 3L here, right? 1R here, 2R here, 3R here, right? And if there is an automatic filling, that will be 1RA here, automatic filled, and after that there will be 3L automatic filling. Now what I'm supposed to tell is, in the third step, how many elements are there between over and 36. Now over and 36, you see, over and 36 are ranked as 2R and 3R. Now tell me, between 2R and 3R, how many elements are there? In fact, I did not need to write down all the everything, right? I just need to see the rank of over is 2R and the rank of 36 is 2L, sorry. The rank of 36 is 2L. So tell me, between 2L and 2R, how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3. Between 2R and 2L, there are 3 elements, right? This will be the answer of the question. There will be 3 elements between over and 36. So the answer to the question number 3 is 3 elements, right? How many elements are there? 3 elements. See, the input is different. I just need to do the ranking and answer it, right? Here I'm just keeping the same input to make you understand the question, right? In the practice sessions, we'll be discussing the question where the input is getting changed at every instance, right? That's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. So this second part of the input output has already been completed, also, where 2 elements are moving at the same time, one on the left and one on the right. Now, in the third part, we will be doing again a type of set where 2 elements are moving at a time, but there is a change in the way the elements are placed on the left and right, right? Here, this was the inside filling. The next part is,
elements are moving on the left and right, but the filling is done from the outside. The set I will be discussing, and here you see that in this particular set, the question says, when a word and a number arrangement machine is given an input line of words and numbers, it arranges them following a particular rule. The following is an illustration of input and output arrangement. This is the input, right? So these are the rules that we are supposed to observe step by step. Firstly, we will look at the last step and you will get to know what is the final result that this machine is looking for. You see that step 5 will tell me that final arrangement that is to be done is to arrange the numbers in the decreasing order when you move from left to right, and alphabets to be in the increasing order from left to right. And now let's check how the elements are moving step by step. In the step 1 to step 2, when you move from step 1 to step 2, you will see that in step 1 you see the smallest number, that is 15, right? This 15, right? The smallest number 15 has been taken on the left hand side of the on the leftmost position, and the smallest alphabet, which is the word which is starting the smallest alphabet, is awareness. This has been taken on the right hand side. And in the second step, the second largest element, which is 38, is taken on the left hand side, but it is placed on the left position of 15, right? In the previous set, in the second step, the element which was moving on the left hand side, it was placed on the right hand side of the previous moved element. But here in this case, this number 38 has been placed on the left of 15. You see that? That's called as a filling from the outside. That means the new element is moved towards the outside part of the sentence or the complete arrangement, right? And also similarly, you can see that in second step, the second largest alphabet, second smallest alphabet, that is rest, is moving on the right hand side part. Then a third largest element, that is 48 is placed on the left of 38, and the third smallest alphabet, that S, is placed on the previous moved element, that is on the right hand side of set, right? So this is called as a filling from the outside. That means a new element is placed on the left of the previous moved element when it's moving on the left hand side, and the element which is moving on the right hand side has been placed on the right of the previous moved element. So that is filling from the outside, right? New elements are moving towards outside. That is outside filling. Now outside filling questions are more simpler than the one that we discussed in the inside filling, right? Because in the outside filling there is no chance of automatic filling. There is no auto filling of any element. So all you have to do is just give a new rank to every element that is given, right? Or straight away you can answer the question. For example, here, how many elements were there? Total number of elements, total number of sentences, total number of numbers were 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And because in the filling from the outside, there is no outside filling, there is no automatic filling, straight away you can say that the number of these elements, right, either of word or the numbers, will be same as the number of steps that will be required to do the complete arrangement. Or you see, the total number of elements in forms of word are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. By just looking at it, I can straight away say there will be 5 steps that will be required to do the complete arrangement. So this is more simpler one. Even without ranking, you can answer it. But in some question, you might have to do the ranking. But finding the last step will be much easier compared to the one that we did in the inside filling. Let me give you an example of it. For example, here in this, in the question, this is a new input that has been given to you. 87 when show 1435 new beat in 5128. Now, if the question would have been what will be the number of steps required to complete the arrangement, what will I answer? I will simply count how many elements are there of a particular category. If I talk about the numbers, how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer will be, there will be 5 steps that will be required to do the arrangement. Okay. But the question is not asking you to tell me the number of steps. Question is asking you to find out the order of the step 3. Now you tell me guys, what will happen when 3 steps will be done, right? When 3 steps will be completed, you see that 3 elements will be arranged. 3 three elements will be arranged, right? One of the element will be 1L on the left hand side, 1R on the right hand side. In the second step, 2L will move here and 2R will move here. In the third step, 3L will move here and 3R will move here. Now, if I want to write down the step 3, all I have to do is just do the ranking of the elements and place it and you'll get your answer. Now, as per the given instruction, smallest element was moving first, smallest number was moving, and the smallest alphabet was moving on the right hand side. Now let's do the ranking. Tell me which one is the smallest number. This one. So 1L will be given to this, 1R will be given to smallest alphabet, right? 2L will be given to second smallest element, that is 2L. 2R will be given to the second smallest alphabet, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, right? So this will be 2R. And then 3L will be given to 35. And 3R will be given to after I, the next alphabet that you will be getting would be I, J, K, L, M, N, right? That's it. This is your arrangement. Just fill in the element here. 14 will come here, right? 28 will come here. 35 will come here. And 1R, that is beat, will come here. 2R, I is coming here. 3R, new will come over here. That's it. This is the arrangement. The remaining element are not supposed to be arranged. So you will mention them as it is in the same order as they are present in the previous, in the initial step. That is 87 here, when, S, and 51. This is the order of the third step, and you can straight away write down in one single line without writing the step 1 and then step 2 and then finally step 3, right? You don't have to write down all the steps, right? So step 3 would be this, right? This is the answer to the question. Now let's go to the next question. Question number 2. What will be the order of the step 4 of the following inputs? So again, very easy, right? If I want to write down fourth step order, all I have to do is, right, I'll write down 4R here, 4L here, right, 3L here, 2L here, 1L, and then I will write down 1R, 2R, 3R, and 4R. We have already done the ranking, but let's do it again, right, for the practice. So 1L is this, right, 1R is this, second will be second smallest, 2L, and 2R, right, 3L will be given to 35, and 3R will be given to this 4L. 4L will be given to the next largest element, that is 4L, and 4R will be given to after N you will be getting S as an alphabet, so 4R will be given to this element. So now just arrange it. 4L is 51, 3L is 35, 2L is 28, 1L is 14. And what do we have in the place of 1R? It's beat, B, 2R is I, 3R is new, and 4R is S. And the remaining element are not supposed to be arranged, so just write it down in between as it is. It will be 87 and W. So this will be the order of the step 4. That's it. This is the answer of the question, right? Now let's do one more question on the set. What will be the fifth letter from the right hand side in the fifth step of the following input? Now, fifth letter from the right hand side. In the fifth step, I know that the complete arrangement will be 5L, 4L, 3L, 2L, 1L, 1R, and then finally you will have 1R, 2R, 3R, 4R, and 5R. Right? This is something I can observe from the instruction itself, right? The way the elements are being arranged, right? Now, what I am supposed to answer is the fifth letter from the right hand side. Now, this is my right hand side. This is the right hand side. Fifth letter from the right hand side. This is one letter from the right hand side. First letter from the right hand side. This is second. This is third. This is fourth. And this is the fifth element from the right hand side. The fifth element from the right hand side will be the element whose rank is 1R. Now, tell me which element has been ranked as 1R. We know that 1R will be given to the word beat. So therefore the answer to the question is beat, right? Now you see that I don't have to write down 5 steps to answer this question. If you know the standard rules, all you have to do is just learn how to do the ranking, and that will straight away help you in finding the answer of the questions, right? So 1R is this. So 1R will be the fifth element from the right hand side, and that is the answer of the question, right? So these were the questions of input output. In the next video, we'll be doing those questions where two elements are moving on the one side. Right here, one element was moving on the left, one element was moving on the right. In the next part of the video, we'll discuss those set of input output where two elements are moving together. And after that, finally, the last part of input output would be those type of questions where there are some mathematical operations. Now in the mathematical operation, there is no such trick of ranking. All you have to do is you have to follow the series method. You have to see what are the different mathematical operation that has been applied, and accordingly you have to solve it. But that is also one type that you need to cover if you want to comprehensively cover the input output questions. So three types has been covered. Fourth type will be covered in the next part of the video. Thank you so much for watching the video. That's all right. So remember all the concepts. In the first video we did the questions where all the elements were moving on one side, either on left or on right. Second, we did those input output set where one element was moving on the left and one element was moving on the right, but there the filling of the new element was from the inside, right? So new element was placed inside of the previous moved element. Okay, but this is a set where the new element has been placed on the outside part of the previous moved element. So that's a filling from outside. I hope you got the complete concept. And outside filling will not require any auto filling. So there is no automatic ranks that will be there will always be a new rank that will be given to the new element, and that help you in finding the answer of the questions quickly, right? Because the auto filling process is not involved when it comes to the outside filling.
One set which came in the previous year paper, right? This is a Maharashtra CET original set, and the approach that I'm going to tell you, you will be using that approach. You will be able to solve all 6 questions within 2 minutes. So guys, in the basic methodology of solving the input output question is that first you need to analyze the all the 5 steps which are given here. You're supposed to observe the pattern, what exactly is happening with the numbers and the letters, right? How the data is getting arranged in all of these steps. You see that here the input is given as a combination of words and numbers. And if you compare step 1 with the input, you see that 2 changes are happening. One is the highest number, that is 81. The highest number 81 is getting shifted to the last letter, right? So 81 has been shifted to the right hand side and the number 1 has been reduced from it. And then the word tan has been taken on the leftmost position and the letter A has been removed from it, right? So 2 changes are happening in the input. The highest number is taken on the rightmost position, and the largest alphabet among the given numbers is taken on the left hand side. The largest, why? If you compare the letters G, R, T, N and M, if I arrange all these letters in the increasing order, you see that the first letter I'll be having would be G, then I'll be having M, then N, R, and then T. You see that the T is alphanumerically, T is the largest alphabet. So this letter has been taken on the left hand side position, right? So this is what is happening. Then you see that in the second step, the second highest element, the second highest number, that is 72, has been taken on the leftmost position, and the second highest letter has been taken on the rightmost position. Again, 2 steps are moving. So in solving in input output questions, this is what you have to do is the first step is to observe the pattern, what exactly is happening with the numbers and the words. Once you identify how the elements are getting moved in step to step, right, process, then using the same sequence of steps, right, using the same methodology, you're supposed to answer the given questions, right? So this is a standard approach of any input output set. Now guys, one way to solve the question is that I write down all the steps given for this input, right? But then if the input is getting changed in every question, that will take a lot of time, because in every question it is not possible for you to write down all the 5 steps, right? It will take a lot of time. So the alternate way of handling this question is the ranking method. You can rank the elements based on the pattern of the pattern of how the elements are moving on the left and right hand side, right? So you see that finally I'm supposed to arrange the letters, right, in the increasing order, and I'm supposed to arrange the numbers in the increasing order. In what way I'm supposed to reach to this process, to this step? This is something that you need to observe from step 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we have this input and we are supposed to answer this question now. What will I do? I know that element in one particular step, the highest number is supposed to be taken on the right hand side, and the highest alphabet or the largest alphabet is supposed to be taken on the left hand side. This is step 1. And then in step 2, the second highest number is supposed to be taken on the left hand side, and the second highest alphabet is supposed to be taken on the right hand side, right? So in one step I need to move 2 elements. So what will I do? I'll start ranking the given input, right? So this is the same question here. So what will I do? I can see that in this particular given input, the first element, you see that the largest number is 78, so it will be taken on the right hand side, right? So it will be taken on the right hand side. So this I'll rank this element as 1R. Why 1R? Because in the first step, this element will be taken on the right hand most position, right? Rightmost position. And then the largest alphabet is this one. So this will be taken on the left hand side. So I'll rank it as 1L. After that, the second largest alphabet is 63. So therefore, this in the second step will be taken on the left hand side. So I'll rank this number as 2L. That means in the second step, this will be taken on the left hand side. And then the second largest alphabet, you can see that after Y will be P. So this will be taken on the right hand side. So I'll rank it as 2R. And then after 63, the third largest element is 48. This will be taken on the right hand side. So I'll rank it as 3R. And then the third largest alphabet, as you can see here, is L, and it has to be taken on the left hand side. So I'll rank it as 3L. After this, the next largest number is 32. And in the previous step, you are taking the number on the right hand side. So in the next step, you will be taking 32 on the left hand side. So this will be ranked as 4L. Once you rank 32 as 4L, in the fourth step, the next highest alphabet is the word F. So this will be taken on the right hand side. So this will be ranked as 4R. This will be ranked as 4R. And then the next alphabet is bet, right? In the next step, right? That means in the fifth step, the number 27 will be taken on the left hand, will be taken on the right hand side. So it will be ranked as 5R, and this will be ranked as 5L. Once you ranked all these elements, you can answer the questions, right? Using the ranking method. You don't need to write down every step to answer the question. Now the question is asking me how many elements are there between 62 and F in the step 3 of the given input. Now I'm supposed to answer in step 3 what are the elements between 62 and F. If you look at the rank, because when the element 63 will be moved, it will be written as 62, and the word fan, right, will be written as it is because it is not moving. Now in the third step, you see that in the third step, I'll have three elements getting arranged, 3L, 2L, 1L. And on the right hand side, I'll have 3 elements, 1R, 2R, and 3R. Rest of the elements will be positioned in between them as it is because they are not moved yet till the third step is completed. Now, the word 62, the number 62 is positioned at 2L, right? And the word fan has not been arranged. And before the element fan, you see that 1R and 2L has already been moved to its position, right? So these element, right, the word bet. So after 2L, I'll have the element 1L, which is starting from YK, right? Now, once you arrange these 2 elements, right, you see that the position of fan, you will have 32 here, right? Then you have the word bed here, right? And then these two elements are already positioned, and then you'll have the word fan, right? So you see that the between the word 62 and fan, right? I'll have three elements, and these are the three elements. So therefore, the answer to the question is option number D, right? You don't need to write down the step to answer the question. All you need to do is just put the elements, right? 3L, 2L, 1L, because we are talking about the third step. So first we'll having first the leftmost element will be 3L, then the next will be 2L, and the next will be 1L. This is 1R, 2R, and 3R, and rest of the elements will be placed in between as it is without any change. And 62 is positioned at 2L, and 1L will be YK, and rest of the elements will be coming as it is. Now you see that between 62 and F, there are three elements. So therefore, the answer to the question is option number D. Now, if you look at the next question, in which of the following step, right? I have written the number of elements as it is, right? Using the ranking method. I have already given them the ranks, right? 2R, 4L, 3R, 1L, 5L, 2L, 1R, 4R, 3L, 5R. And I have discussed already with you the approach of ranking. And you see that with this ranking, the question will become very easy. Now, the second question it is asking me, in which of the following step is these words found consecutively in the same order? That means I'm looking for the step where all these elements are arranged together. And you see that in all these numbers, right, the vowel has already been removed, right? That means this element has already been ranked. Now you see that the word ly is ranked as 3L. The word 62 has been ranked as 2L. YK is ranked as 1L, and BD is ranked as 5L. You see that it is possible for 3L, 2L, and 1L to be together, but 5L element cannot be positioned on the right hand side of these elements. 5L will be positioned in the leftmost position, and because this word has been ranked, because the vowel has been removed, it would be ranked, it will be positioned at 5L. So when I'm arranging the elements, the pattern would be 4L, 5L, 4L, 3L, 2L, and 1L, right? So there's no way that 5L element will be positioned with all these elements. Straight away you can answer, there is no such steps, there is no such step where all these elements will be together. The elements that can be together will be 4L, 3L, 2L, and 1L. 5L cannot be positioned with all these three elements, right? Look at the next question. Which is the fifth element to the right of YK in step 5? Now, look at this question. This is talking about step 5. When I reach to the step 5, I'll have the element positioned as 5L, 4L, 3L, 2L, 1L, 1R, 2R, 3R. This is something that you can do mentally, right? Because this is how the elements are being arranged, and this is something that you need to observe from the initial directions, right? Where the steps are mentioned. This is something that you need to observe. Now I'm supposed to answer which is the fifth element to the right of YK in step 5. Look at the word YK. It is positioned as 1L, right? The ranking of 1L is YK. I'm looking for the element, fifth element to the right of YK. Fifth element to the right would be this first, second, third, fourth, fifth. That is 5R. The element which is ranked as 5R will be the fifth element to the right of 1L, and that fifth R ranked is 27. And when this will be moved to the fifth R, it will be written as 26. So the answer to the question is option number C. That's it. C is the correct answer to the question. Look at the next question, question number 4. In step 4, which element appears exactly between 77 and Fn? Okay, we are talking about step 4 here. So we know that in step 4, we'll have 4L, 3L, 2L, 1L, 1R, 2R, 3R, and 4R. If you look at the position of 77, 77 is ranked as 1R, right? And if you look at the word Fn, Fn is positioned at, Fn is ranked as 4R, right? 4R is Fn, right? So between 77 and Fn, I'll have two elements which are ranked as 2R and 3R. So 2R is this one, that is PT, and 3R you can see is 48. That would be written as 47. So PT and 47 is the answer of the question. That is option number 3. Option C is the correct answer the question. You see that if you follow this methodology, even if the input is getting changed in every question, you can answer the questions quickly. It's not possible to write down all the steps of every input, right, for a 5 questions. Ranking method is one of the best method to handle input output questions. You see that the last question here, question number 5, in step 1, 32 is related to YK following a certain pattern. Okay. Similarly, 77 is related to LAY in step 2. To which of the following is bed related to the following the same pattern in step 4? Okay. Now see that in step 1, if you look at the element 32, in step 1, 32 will not be positioned, right? 32 will not be ranked. Related to YK is ranked as 1L, so it will be positioned over here. So you see that there's a gap of 1 step between YK and 32 in step 1. And if you look at the step number 2, 77 and the word lay, 77 will be positioned right over here, right? And you see that these two elements have a gap of 1 element. So the pattern is that the number is coming on the right hand side of the word. 32 is at a gap of 1 from YK, and 77 is also at a gap of the word LA. Now using the same relation, I'm supposed to tell that which of the following is bed related to the following the same pattern in step 4. So if you talk about step 4, right, the word bed, right, is 5L, right? So in step 4, it will not be positioned. So we will have 4L, 3L, 2L, 1L, and then we will have 1R, 2R, 3R, and 4R in step 4, right? And if you look at that word bed, right, it will be coming after 1L, right? This is where the bed will be positioned. And then you will have the element which is 27 here, right? And then the element of 1R will be coming over here, because these are the only 2 elements which will not be a position at in the step 4. They will be placed as it is in between. So after bed, I'll have the word 27, and then at a gap of 1, I'll having the number which is ranked 1R, and the word which is ranked as 1R is 78, which will be written as 1 less than 78, that is 77. So this is 70, the number would be arranged as 77. This is a way of solving the questions of input output, guys, right? So this came in Maharashtra CET paper, and ranking method is one of the best way to handle this type of questions. I'll be discussing more important topics of Maharashtra CET in the upcoming session.